Hello, everyone. My name is Scott McKenzie. I'm the Boys Director of Coaching for Utah Avalanche, and I'm going to be taking you through your club induction today. The purpose of the club induction is to make sure all parents and all players understand who Utah Avalanche are and what you guys can expect from us over the next 12 months. So we'll start with who we are, and we'll start with our mission statement. So Utah Avalanche's mission is to develop elite soccer players and quality individuals for the community. We want to do this by creating a family-friendly environment for young players, to most importantly, fall in love with the game of soccer, okay? Our vision is to be viewed as the best club in the country, a club that positively impacts the development of our players on and off the field. We want to achieve this mission and our vision through four paths. One, player development. So all the things we do that impact the player, our playing style, game model, training methodology, the values we look to instill. Coach development, our pathway to improve our coaches and to support our coaches' delivery with their players. Parent support, things like this meeting, resources, parent meetings, etc., and player pathways. And we'll talk in this meeting about different places or different opportunities that will exist for your child within Utah Avalanche. So a little who's who. Utah Avalanche is a large soccer club that spans from Utah County all the way up to Logan. And on the soccer side, at the top of the boys pathway, there is me, Scott McKenzie. And on the girls side, there is a girls director of coaching, Jimmy Powell. Then working with us in each area, we have area directors. And then on the operations side, the more administrative side, we have a team there as well. So let's talk about what a player will learn when they come to Utah Avalanche. So we start everything we do with the profile of a Utah Avalanche player. So this is our end goal. This is where we want, when players leave Utah Avalanche, we want them to be able to tick these 8 boxes, have these 8 attributes. And all our training, everything we do, all the games we play is all geared towards players getting better across these 8 attributes. So read and understands the game, technically excellent, physically gifted, takes responsibility, good person with good values and good morals, hardworking, motivated, competitive, and demonstrates a love for the game. So that profile then of that type of player that we want to create builds into how we expect our teams to play the game of soccer. So we always talk with players about winning is the objective. Players should always go out there to attempt to win a soccer game, to be competitive, one of our 8 attributes of the Utah Avalanche player profile. But we also want them to be able to read and understand the game, be technically excellent, etc. So our style of play is based around possession with purpose. And the big reason for having the word possession in there is in a possession-based style of play, more players are active, more players are engaged, therefore there's more decisions and more soccer actions, and therefore more player development that takes place. Our playing philosophy then goes into game model. So how do we teach players to play the game that way? And we break the game down into 4 moments of the game. For every moment, we have objectives, general principles, team actions that we teach, and player qualities that we teach. And then all our coaches are held to coach the Utah Avalanche way. So how we coach in terms of how we conduct ourselves as people, how our interactions look, and then all the way through to what do our training sessions look like? So what is our methodology? And we have 2 core ones that we use within the club. For our younger ones, we promote play, practice, play. And for our older ones, we look at orientation, learning, and implementation, both in line with US soccer. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about what support networks exist for players. And we're going to talk about the 3 pillars of player development. So clearly players and what they do is important to achieving player development. Coaches are also seen as important in achieving player development, but equally as important are parents. And we all three must work together and pull in the same direction to achieve player and personal development. So we're going to talk a little bit about you guys as parents and what we expect of you guys and how you can help. And you will see this when you register. You will see this from your coaches when you have your individual team meetings. But we have some expectations on you guys. And it's not to tell you what to do. It's to help you be the best soccer parent possible to support your players' positive experience. So, and they're pretty simple. Game day, don't shout or scream or engage in any way with referees. Don't shout or scream or engage with the opposition team. Be positive. Make sure on game day your interactions from the sideline are positive. And it goes through training, car ride home, education, and how we address our coaches. So how do we help our coaches help your player? Well, we don't just give, at Utah Avalanche, it's not a case of, hey, here's your team, go off and coach it. We'll see you next year for tryouts. All year long, we are constantly working with and supporting our coaches, because without coach development, player development will not take place. So as a club, we host 12 coach education events, one a month in each location, okay? We hold support with our director staff in situ for games and training. We have a resource library and constantly sharing resources, blogs, articles, session plans, videos, etc. with our coaches. And then we have a support network for our coaches. So when and where they need help, they can call me, they can call Jimmy, or they can call any of the area directors to get the support that they need. And our coaching staff at Utah Avalanche is a professional coaching staff. So with any professional endeavor comes along with professional expectations. So our coaches are held to high expectations, a minimum expectation on their professional licensing and their continued coach development. So their attendance to club held coach education events. Teams will vary, but a minimum amount of trainings they have to run per week, dependent on the team. Coaching games and how they prepare for that. Planning and preparation within our player development program, the Utah Avalanche way. How they communicate, how they organize and schedule, promoting the club values, looking like a coach, a professional coach to their parents. So our coaches are professional coaches and they're held to professional standards. So moving on then to a little bit of some things to know about Utah Avalanche. So the first thing is we have a unique situation in Utah where we are able to offer both a US club, elite clubs, national league pathway for players, and also a US youth soccer pathway for players. So for those of you who don't know, there are two major governing bodies of youth soccer in the United States of America. One is US Club, which only has two clubs that have presence in it here in Utah. And the other is US Youth Soccer, which is the governing body of the state league that most of our teams play in. So we're in a unique situation of being able to offer ECNL, Elite Clubs National League, on both our boys and girls side from U13 to U18, and also being able to offer state league play within Utah Youth Soccer, and if we do well enough in Utah Youth Soccer's leagues, to go and compete on a regional and national level with them. We have our Mayor's Cup tournament, one of two tournaments. Unfortunately, our first tournament, the Avalanche Invitational, had to be cancelled due to COVID-19. But this tournament takes place across Labor Day weekend from September 1 through September 7th. And is a mandatory tournament for Utah Avalanche. Games will be played weekdays in the evenings, and there's no Sunday play. So this is a great tournament because it helps. It's right before the fall season, so teams can get in a series of games to prepare them for league play. Super, super excited about our technical training. As far as I am aware, we are one of the only clubs in Utah that has a head of technical development in Patrick Mulberger. And his task is to assign additional or supplemental training sessions for players in our club to help them develop essential skill sets that will help them perform when they're back in their team environment. So a focus on receiving, releasing, and retaining in terms of technical skills, and a focus on building up good habits in terms of body shape and scanning and confidence. So when teams go back into the team environment, players go back into the team environment, they can have success. So these sessions will run in the fall, in the spring, and in the summer. And we're working on the winter, and that all really depends on what indoor space that we have. Also super excited about our goalkeeper program. So if you're a goalkeeper and you're listening into this, or the parents of a goalkeeper, Utah Avalanche has one of the best goalkeeper programs in the state of Utah. We have Mike Seiler is our Avalanche goalkeeping director who heads up the program. And we will have goalkeeper training available in each of our 4 locations: Logan, Davis County, Metro, and Utah County. A typical goalkeeper session lasts for an hour and 15 minutes and focuses on all the facets that a goalkeeper needs to be successful within the game. In terms of fees and registration, we operate a 2-part registration. So you'll need to use the links above to register for UISA. And you'll need to also register through Biger. So you should receive all this information in an automated email that should go out Friday, this coming Friday. And that should give you all the instructions that you need. If you need a scholarship, there is an application for scholarships on the Utah Avalanche website. We ask that if you are applying for a scholarship, you hold off on registering on the Biger side until we confirm your scholarship. Uniform orders. So as soon as teams are finalized and rosters are confirmed and everyone has accepted their spots, we will upload each roster onto a website called soccer.com. Soccer.com is our uniform provider for the year. And it is the US's largest online soccer retailer. So what this does is it makes the uniform ordering process much, much easier. You'll go onto the Utah Avalanche store. There'll be a drop-down box and you'll click your player's name. That player's name will have their number next to them. And then you'll be able to order uniforms that are personalized with the correct number and directly to your house. And typically, the order time on these things is 2 to 3 weeks. Communication and club systems. So there's 2 big systems that we're using within the club this year. One is Biger. Biger is our scheduling, roster, hosting, and communication tool for the club. And it is the same application that you've been receiving notifications through for tryouts, that you signed up for tryouts. Now, what you need to do is you need to download the Biger app and then log in, and that app will host your schedule. It will host all your team communications. It will host your roster. Very soon there is a chat feature coming, so it will take care of all our communication and scheduling needs. And that is mandatory as a club that all our teams use Biger. And the other one is Groundworks, and Groundworks is a payment management system that teams will use to collect additional fees. So for example, tournament travel, tournament fees, referee fees, anything that is additional. And the idea is that Groundworks will replace your Venmos, your PayPals, and keep us all on the same path and in a unified way. Guys, that's everything from me today. Super, super excited to welcome you to the Utah Avalanche family. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to Jimmy, reach out to your area directors or your coaches. We're excited to have you, and we hope that you have a great year.